Back in that sprawling Whitaker mansion up in the hills of Northern California, everything looked picture-perfect on the outside, fountains bubbling away, marble floors gleaming like they were polished every hour, an air that always smelled faintly of those fancy lavender candles Sophia insisted on burning everywhere. But inside, man, it was a different story, especially for little 7-year-old Liam Whitaker, who was born deaf and spent most days hugging this ratty old stuffed bear like it was the only thing keeping him grounded. His dad, James, this big-shot real estate mogul, was always buried in deals and phone calls, building empires while barely noticing the quiet storm brewing right under his roof. And Sophia, his sleek, ambitious second wife, ruled the place with a smile that could cut glass, all because she saw Liam's silence as a flaw that threatened her perfect little power play over the family fortune. It started innocently enough on one of those drizzly afternoons when thunder rumbled through the ground, the kind Liam felt vibrating up his spine like a warning he couldn't ignore. Carla, the new housekeeper who'd just moved in with her 9-year-old daughter Mia, was scrubbing counters that were already spotless, following Sophia's ironclad rules: no messes, no noise, and definitely no coddling the boy, as if teaching him sign language was some kind of weakness. Mia, this spunky kid with a backpack covered in doodles and a knack for puzzles, spotted Liam curled up on the grand staircase, shoulders heaving in silent sobs, bear pressed so tight against his chest you'd think it was armor. She didn't hesitate, knelt right down to his level, her eyes locking with his, and signed slowly. "Hey, I'm Mia. You okay?" Liam's breath hitched, his hands fluttering like startled birds as he signed back one heavy word: "Help." Before Mia could respond, Sophia's heels clicked into the room like gunfire. "Mia, honey, stay back. Liam just gets overwhelmed," she said with that tight-lipped smile, patting his head like he was a dusty vase, making him flinch hard. Her eyes flicked to Mia with a flash of something cold, territorial, like the girl was encroaching on her domain. All because Sophia had married James for the lifestyle, the control over the Whitaker Trust Fund that was tied to Liam's future in a problematic kid like him. Well, that threatened her grip on the money, the status, the whole facade she'd built to escape her own messy past. As days blurred into that suffocating routine, Mia couldn't shake it. She'd learned basic signs at school from a classmate who was deaf, simple stuff like friend or safe, and seeing Liam's isolation gnawed at her like a bad dream you can't wake from. She'd practice in the pantry while Carla mopped, shaping words in the air, and one day caught Liam peeking, his eyes wide but curious. "Hi again," she sighed. "Are you okay?" He glanced over his shoulder, like the walls might snitch, then signed stiffly. "Not safe when she locks the doors. Says I'm bad if I cry. That dad will hate me." Mia's stomach dropped. Crying wasn't bad. It was a signal, right? Like a flare in the dark. "Who?" she signed, and Liam's face crumpled, pointing vaguely towards Sophia's wing of the house. Turns out, Sophia's discipline wasn't just strict, it was her way of keeping Liam quiet, isolated, because she resented how the boy's needs pulled James away from her schemes, like secretly siphoning funds from the family business to fund her own side hustles, fearing Liam's inheritance would cut her out if he ever acted up enough to draw attention. Mia wanted to bolt to Carla, yell, "Mom, something's wrong," but Sophia's earlier glare lingered like a yellow caution signed it cross me. So she breathed deep, signed back, "You're not bad, you're brave." And Liam's shoulders eased just a fraction, like sunlight peeking through blinds. Things escalated that evening in the kitchen, a crash echoing not breaking glass, but something softer, more heartbreaking. Liam had tried unlocking a door to see the garden lights, craving that visual escape from the locked-in darkness Sophia enforced during her lessons, where she'd squeeze his arm, whisper threats he could lip-read. "Stop being such a burden, or your dad will ship you off." Mia ran in, found him on the floor, bear tumbled aside, Sophia looming with fury in her eyes. "Look what you've done, you little troublemaker," she snapped, her voice dripping blame even though Liam couldn't hear it. But oh, he saw the twisted mouth, the pointed finger. Mia slid between them like a shield. He just wanted to see outside. He's scared. He needs someone to talk to him in signs. The room froze. Sophia blinked, her smile cracking. "That's adorable, but he needs rules, not playtime." Carla appeared at Mia's back, steady as a rock, Mrs. Whitaker, my girl knows signs. Let Liam tell us what he needs. James walked in then. Tie loosened from another late deal. Phone buzzing saw the chaos. The locked door half ajar. His son small on the floor. Sophia spun her web first. Just a tantrum. Darling, I've got it. But Mia signed big for Liam. Not safe with her. And Carla voiced it aloud. James rubbed his forehead. The headache of ignored guilt hitting hard. What are you saying? Sophia laughed thinly. Oh, the child's making up stories with her hands. But James knelt, really looked at Liam for the first time in months, tried mouthing slowly. Buddy, you okay? Liam signed to Mia instead. Doors mean dark. She hurts, says I'm a problem. Dad hates crybabies. Mia repeated it, word for raw word, and James's face shattered, softening, breaking, hardening against Sophia. No. Sophia stepped in, reaching for Liam. He's confused. But Mia slapped her hand up like a stop sign. Don't. James grabbed Sophia's wrist midair. Don't touch him. The slap of skin echoed. Liam signed frantic. Protect me. Mia whispered it, and James's world flipped. I will, son. I will. In the fallout, as rain hammered the roof like unresolved anger, Detective Ramirez showed up at the door. Anonymous tip about neglect, mistreatment. Liam signed his truths through Mia. Squeezes, threats, locked doors. Sophia's mask slipped completely. You're believing a kid over me? A spoiled brat, and the help's daughter. James stood tall. If choosing means protecting him, yes, I choose him. But as they led her away, cuffs clicking, she hissed with that venomous smile. Secrets don't stay buried, James. The truth about his mom will ruin you. Turns out, Sophia had known all along. James's first wife hadn't died naturally. Poison, covered up by a bribe Dr. Sophia was secretly seeing, all to seize control of the Whitaker empire, resenting the trust fund locked for Liam. Investigations cracked it open. Financial trails, hushed affairs. Helen, wait. Carla cleared after her own fearful silence about the bribes. James held Liam close that night, signing clumsily. Love you always. Tears mixing as Liam melted into the hug, bare squished between. Weeks later, the mansion breathed easier. Doors unlocked, sunlight flooding in, Liam teaching James signs over breakfast, giggles with Mia. But sometimes I wonder, if James had listened sooner, would any of this have happened? Or was Sophia just the symptom of a deeper rot in families like that, where money silences everything? What do you think? Was justice served? Or is there always more hidden in those perfect homes? Drop a comment below. Share your take on family secrets or community blind spots. Have you seen something like this? Hit like if it hit home. Subscribe for more real talk stories. And let's chat about where the real blame lies.